What's up guys, my name is Tim and today we have E53 BMW X5 and we're gonna be replacing the DMTL pump. If you're new to the channel, I've been fixing BMWs for over a decade now and I'm here to share my experience with you on how to do things, fix your BMW, save a ton of money and without breaking stuff. So consider subscribing, share the video, like the video, and explore everything else I have on the channel. Different BMWs, different body types, different repairs. You probably will find what you're looking for. Thank you. Let's get to it. So here's how this video is gonna go. First of all, what is DMTL? How it works and what it's for. Secondly, what fault codes do you have when you have DMTL failure? Third one, the tools you need to do the job. Fourth, of course, I'll show the parts I've used. And the fifth, the reason you're here, is actual instruction DIY how to do it step by step. So here's the DMTL pump. What it does, it is a leak detection pump. Its main function is to pressurize the gas tank and to measure if any vapor escapes. So that's all it does. It's not constantly working, so you might have had a code for it, let's say, and you cleared it and you drove for a few weeks without it popping back up. So that happens. The DMTL pump will trigger the check engine light. It's the other name of it is a smog pump. So this pump is primarily used for smog check. So if you failed your smog check and you have a fault codes for the DMTL, this repair is for you. So here are the codes you might have for the DMTL. Well, that's the first one, and this is the second one. There are more codes for the DMTL, but it usually says something between the lines of DMTL malfunctioning and stuff like that. If you have, let's say, a evap leak, that's a different story. So the codes for evap leak would be something saying like you have a super fine leak or fine leak, or determining the leak itself. It's not necessarily means the DMTL is faulty, and most likely it's not the DMTL's fault. So you'll need to find the leak somewhere. So first thing first, loosen the bolts of the wheel. The DMTL location is on the driver's side in the back. On other X5s, on the next generation, it's on the other side. So yeah, loosen the lug bolts and then we'll jack the car up. There's a jacking point right here. You'll see it very clearly. You can use the jack stands at the same point, just jack it from the back basically and drop it on the jack stand. I, on the other hand, will be just using the jack and jacking right here. First thing first, we need to remove the wheel well cover, and in order to do that there's a bunch of 8mm bolts all around, and right here we have those BMW one-time use clips, rivets, whatever you say. I'm gonna be using the Torx 10 socket to just push those pins in. Sometimes it works just by hand, but if not, there you go. So I just push it with a slight tap of a hammer, let's say right here, just careful not to break it. There you go, just like that. It goes inside and now we can remove it. It's they're all around, so let's remove them all and go from there. Those clips are out, so I can finally take them out. Something like that. There we go. That's how they look like. Those weird things. I hate them. Let's remove them all. Now all the clips are out, we can remove this trim. Not fully remove, but just keep it out of the way like this basically, so nothing's stopping the wheel well from being removed. So, because there's more clips holding it right here at the bottom, a couple of them, so we don't need to remove those, just let it be out of the way. Important, guys, don't scroll through the video if you want to know how to do this job, because I have plenty of comments later on asking questions that I actually show in the video, so stay on it. So there are two 8mm bolts right here at the bottom, one 10mm right there in the corner, and four more 8mm bolts right here, over there, and two right here. Now we're ready to remove the wheel well. There we go. Expect some dust, dirt, and other junk to fall off. There we go. That's it. There it is. Here is the DMTL pump. All we need to do is disconnect a bunch of hoses. There's a 10mm bolt right here. As far as I remember, it's hanging on sort of a clip, so remove that and I'll show you how to just move this assembly down. It's easier this way. 10mm out, and now we push it up and everything is movable at this point. Now, in order for me to be more comfortable with the DMTL disconnection, I'll put this wiring holder out a little bit. I'll just push it out. Let's say, oh, it's an old car, doesn't want anything to actually work, so there we go. So that will help. And this hose out of its spots. Now DMTL is almost free to go. Now once I have it here, sort of outside, I can disconnect this hose with ease. There we go. Don't forget about this rubber. It will be useful. Next thing, of course, electrical connector of the DMTL. Push and release, and there we go. Now we can have it here. So the DMTL is held by 3 Torx 20 bolts. Just take them out. And the last one, it's gonna be this hose. So it's a squeeze and release. It's probably reasonably tough. Yep, there you go. So we'll disconnect that first, and then those 3 Torx 20. DMTL is out. It's time for a new one. Parts. I'm going to be using Bosch. Bosch is OEM. I'll put the part number into the description. So check this out. This is approximately $70 part, maybe $60 part. It will be looking a bit differently. Two-colored, but everything else is pretty much the same. This is the original DMTL on this X5, and this X5 has 265,000 miles, so that's normal. They usually, all of them, look two-toned like that, so let's put it on. This DMTL pump goes only one way in. There's 3 holes. Mind you, the new pump will have absolutely 0 threads in there. You can install the bolts and create new threads. And the third one is relatively simple. After that, just plug in the hose and we are ready to install it back on the car. There we go, the pump is all set. Now plug that back in. We're all good. So the pump is ready to be put in place. Once again, don't forget this seal for this vacuum hose right here. As you can see, there's those kind of hooks in here. This is where the pump is put in place right here on top, so the hooks go over, and then 10mm right here. I'll put the hose back first. There we go. Then the electrical connector for the pump. There go. And now, kind of just hang it in there. That's it. So now I'll just put the 10 mil back in. There we go. And of course, fellas, don't forget to put everything back in place. The wire where it's supposed to be, right here, and this vacuum pipe back in its original position. So now we are ready to put back wheel well cover. Putting this wheel well cover back is kind of a pain in the butt. I'll start from the back. So this corner goes into this trim, sort of. It's like you'll have to like align it a few times. I'm pretty sure about that. Because then we have this trim right here. There we go. It looks easy. Might be a little bit more difficult for you fellas. But just make sure everything aligns. It's such an old cover, so it wants to sit in places where it used to be. So yeah, make sure everything aligns. And then I'll put this one back in place. This trim with the, I would say if you want to get a new clips for it, do it. I'll show you how to do it without the new clips. So here's the old clip, and this is how it looks like. So it's technically a one-time use, I think. I'll take those bottom pivots out. Now I'm gonna be I want to straighten it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I usually use this side right here just to make it a bit softer. And now we can put it in. Let's check it out as an example. So let's say I want it right here. We'll need some sort of a pick tool to just push it in, and it's very doable. I find, yep, there we go. I find those clips are actually working reasonably good even after they've been used. And then I'll leave this clip on and I'll hammer it in once all of them are installed and everything is in place. So that's how you put them back. It will hold this trim in place. So you might not need the new clips, but I'm not sure it's the original design how they're supposed to be. No idea. New clips probably have to be all around. Now all the clips are in, but I didn't push the pins back. So now I'm gonna install all 8mm and 10mm bolts. Just a good rule of thumb, basically hand tighten them first, kind of put them on but not tighten them at all, and then when everything is installed just adjust it finally and torque them down. Not fully in, so just like that. I have 2 more at the bottom and 10mm at this bottom corner over there. All the bolts are tight, and now it's time to push those pins in. Just a slight tap like that. So all of them are tapped in. They are not as they used to be, but they're holding this trim piece in place pretty good. So of course, new clips are better, I guess, but this will do just fine. So this is it, guys. The only thing left is to clear the codes and drive the car normally. As I said before, the system is not constantly working, so it might take some time to throw the code back if it wasn't your issue, let's say. But if everything's okay within a week, like, you are good to go. And keep in mind, if you're getting your car ready for smog check, you'll need to drive for at least 50 to 100 miles, multiple drive cycles, multiple starts and stops, and everything like that. So it takes time as well. Once again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below. Ask your questions related to this repair or something else. I'll answer as much as I can. Share the video, subscribe of course, and push that like button. It helps a lot. Thank you.